This boy knows, he will change it for next week by the permission of Allah. Okay, Bismillah. We're live? Bismillah, walhamdulillah, wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulillah, wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa man wala. Amma ba'd. Alhamdulillah, by the praise of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we're able to conduct another lesson on Sunday. Whilst I believe the rest of the country is suffering from bad weather, and they might be indoors, but it's a big favor of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we're able to come to the Masjid. Kakasam, can you do me a favor? Can you come where I can see you? Come forward, where I can see you. Boys, come a little bit, come this way. And you as well. You guys come a little bit forward so I can see you. Come forward, Kakalam. Come forward. Come forward. You two as well. You two as well, Yusuf. All of you. All of you. Excellent. So we just, for those who are tuning in, we just revised what we were discussing last week, and we spoke about the hijab. We spoke about the hijab of the girls, and we spoke about the dress code of boys. Now boys, this dress code, and for the girls that we discussed, this is not just for the masjid. This is for everywhere you go and everywhere you are in life. It's really, really important that you carry yourself as respectable young men. Because mashallah, tabarakallah, a lot of you are getting older and a lot of you are young men. Correct? And you respect people and you expect people to respect you back. Correct? But if you don't dress appropriately, people will not take you seriously. If you don't act appropriately, people will not take you seriously. And mashallah, tabarakallah, that's not the case for you guys. You guys are well-behaved, well-mannered, well-dressed young boys. And this goes for the girls as well. This goes for the girls as well. So inshallah, for this week, we will speak about how to come to the masjid and the etiquettes. Does anyone know what etiquette means? Can I ask the girls, what does etiquette mean? I'll come to you. Etiquette, what does etiquette mean? Put your hand down, I know that you answered in Muhammad Tim's class. They don't know, no problem. What does it mean?
So can I say in Kurdish?
You can say it in Kurdish, but I'll charge for the translation. Go on. Huh? Close. Yes, Anas.
Like conditions.
Huh?
Like conditions.
No, not quite. Etiquette, yes.
Like a way of doing something.
Excellent. So mannerism, the way of doing something, how something should be done. Like for example, and I know this is a very, very far off example, but everybody who has two hands knows which hand does a Muslim eat with. Which hand does a Muslim eat with?
Right hand.
Huh?
Right hand.
Right hand. So that's an Islamic etiquette. This is an Islamic way, an Islamic mannerism. Okay? So, yes.
What if you lost one hand or something?
No, if you, may Allah protect you from losing a hand, but if you lost one hand, then is Allah going to punish you for something that you're unable to do?
No.
Then you have the answer. If you don't have a right hand, then you can eat with the left hand. Why? Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows your condition. But if you have two right hands, if you have two hands, you need to eat with your right hand. Okay? All of us need to eat. Which hand do you eat with? This one? No, the other one. Eat with this one. Yes, that's it, that's the one. Good one. Come forward, both of you. Come close to Dr. Ibrahim. Come. So excellent. Yes.
When I eat, I use my right hand, but I don't want to. But I use my hands, so I don't want to touch the walls. I just sprinkle my left hand.
Say that again. So when you eat.
I eat my right hand, but
Okay.
I don't use my left hand because I normally eat with my hands. And
Okay.
I don't want to.
Okay. So I'm going to explain something to you. I see in here and in other places people eat with their right hand, like you said. But when it comes to drinking, they do this. They hold it with their left hand and they push it with their right hand. Okay? That's incorrect. You're drinking with your left hand. If you're eating with your right hand, alhamdulillah, make sure you eat with your right hand as well. Sorry, make sure you drink with your right hand. Put whatever down you're eating, put it down, and pick up the bottle, the can, the glass, whatever it may be you're drinking out of. Use your right hand. Okay? It's really important that you do the complete way of eating. Okay? only then that you get the correct ajr, the most complete ajr. Yes?
What about like...
I don't want to make this about eating and drinking, this is about coming to the masjid. You guys are taking me away.
You know brinj, right?
It's called rice in English.
Yeah, I know. But like when you scoop it, like I don't like using a fork, so I pick it up with my left hand, but I eat it with my right hand.
Okay, so long as you're putting it in your mouth, inshallah, with the right hand, that's fine. The first thing is, you're not supposed to eat rice with forks. A Kurdish person eats it
Yeah, but
With
a spoon and a fork. That's
Yeah.
to help.
Yeah.
See, this is new to me. As Kurdish people, wait, as proper Kurdish way, you're supposed to have a piece of bread with it.
Yeah.
See, now you see, this is a new generation of new generation of eating. I need to have a talk with your parents. They need to make Kurdish bread at home. Boys, barakallah fikum. Last question before we get into it. No, that means you're eating. No, that means you're eating with the left hand as well. Don't look. You can use your left hand. You can use your left hand to help you, but you can't put it in your mouth. Just stick with the right hand. Look, sometimes it's difficult for people who don't use their right hand to get used to it. So there's a way of doing it. If you're doing it, put your left hand behind you and use your right hand until you get used to it of using your right hand. Okay? Look, we'll leave this. Anas, go ahead.
What if you like eating like a burger or something?
Okay, so if you're eating something that means that you have to use both of your hands, you try to use the right hand as much as possible, and you can hold it with the left, but you put the food in your mouth with your right hand. Okay? Okay? What kind of burgers? I don't know how big is these burgers that they're making for you at home. Okay, look, boys, we're going to go back to our topic now. Etiquettes of coming to the masjid. There's two things that I want to mention before we begin. This book, this is a book that someone has written of how to come to the masjid, because it's really important that we act in a different way when we come to the masjid than compared to school, or compared to go shopping, or compared to going to a sports facility. So the first thing that we need when we come to the masjid, the author has mentioned that coming to the masjid and making dua when you're leaving home. But I'm going to take a step before that. Before you come to the masjid, you prepare yourself. And what have we been discussing? The way you dress, yes? So you dress correctly. And you come doing something that Allah loves. Before that, you do something that Allah loves. Like what? What is one good deed that you can do at home that Allah loves? Muhammad. Like for example,
Being good to your parents.
being good to your parents. Excellent. Not you. Whoever says me, that means they're not. Yes.
Do our 5 daily prayers.
5 daily prayers. That's really important that you need to do. Hannah. You're too slow.
Greet your guests.
Greet your guests. Anas, what's a good deed you can do at home before you come to the masjid?
And do your du'as.
Huh?
Your du'as.
Dua. Before that. That's the dua that you make when you leave the masjid. Yusuf? Make wudu. Yes. Make wudu. Put your hands down. Make wudu. It's really important that you come out the house and you've made wudu, and then you put on this nice clothes for the masjid. Huh? Wear hijab. But not for the boys. Don't wear hijab. It's for the girls. Boys, put your hands down.
Read Quran.
Excellent. Read Quran. Why read Quran? Because that makes you ready, or this is a way of doing other good deeds. Once you read Quran, be good to your parents, make wudu, put on hijab. These things get you ready and get your mind ready that you're going to do, inshallah, more good deeds. Okay? Now that's the first thing. The next thing that the author has mentioned, and inshallah we'll try to make it as short as possible. I'm going to mention what should you say once you leave the house. There's a specific dua that you should say once you leave the house. Make sure you're certain on this. If you get it wrong, yes. The girls can answer as well. ولا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله. Well done. Who else knows this dua? Put your hands up. Put your hands up if you know the dua. Truthfully. Okay. So today, inshallah, we're going to make sure all of you learn this dua before you leave the masjid. That a person leaves home, says Bismillahi tawakkaltu ala Allah wa la hawla wa la quwwata illa billah.
Do you say it once or just say it?
You say it once. You just say it once. And you need to say it. So your father can't say it on your behalf. Your mother can't say it on your behalf. You need to say it. Okay? Well done. Now, when we come to the masjid, how do we enter the masjid? Ahmed, which you were here on Friday, how do you enter the masjid? With what feet?
Right.
Right, with your right foot, sorry.
Even reciting the Quran, you have to stop just to enter.
Okay, excellent, like the Imam mentioned. With your right foot you enter. What's the dua that you make once you enter the masjid? Anybody knows? Boys? Huh? No, leave it. No one knows? Do the girls know what to say once they enter the masjid? No?
What?
That's it. MashaAllah, the girls know it. The girls are doing better than you. You say, Allahumma ftah li abwaba rahmatik. Oh Allah, open for me the doors of your mercy. And then you send salutations upon the Prophet ﷺ. So you've entered with your right foot. You come to the masjid. What's the next thing that you need to do? What's the next thing you need to do? Yes. How many? Two rak'ah. You come to the masjid calmly and you pray. Your 2 rak'ah sunnah. Okay. What if there's a congregation, what if there's a jama'ah going on and they're praying? What should you do? No, I don't like how. I like putting your hands up. What should you do?
Join yourself.
Yeah, join. How should you join the saf? Running, sprinting? Peacefully. And this is really, really important. Listen, boys, this is really important. Big adults fall into this mistake. Once they see the salah and the imam is praying and moving, they rush. Sometimes you even see people running and even sprinting to come to the saf, to come to the row. And that's not right. The Prophet ﷺ told us not to do that. Okay? You should not do that. You should come nice and peacefully and calmly walk into the row and you join the salah. Even if you miss a little part of it, no problem. You can make it up, inshallah. Okay? Peacefully. I really like that. I really like that. Well done. I really like that. You're making up for some of your previous misdeeds. I like that. Okay. The next thing you do, or what should you not eat when you come to the masjid? This is a difficult question. What should you not eat? Let the girls participate for this one. 2 things you shouldn't eat. 2 things you should not eat. I'll come to you since you put your hand up properly. I'll come to you. Do they have the answers? Don't tell me if they do. Or don't shout it out. Yes.
Is it eat or drink? Because if you do...
No. What should you not eat before you come to the masjid? There's 2 things you should not eat.
Pork.
Huh?
Pork.
Oh, you should never eat pork in your life. Okay, so the girls have the answers. Who has it? Yes. What should you not eat? Onion. So the girls have it. We know the girls have it. What's the second thing? Garlic. Okay. Look. And I'm going to explain why. I'm going to explain to you why. You should not eat onion and garlic before you come to the masjid. The reason being is that when you breathe, or if you were to burp, the smell of it's very, very strong, and people around you, they feel very uncomfortable, and it can really distract them from their prayer. Okay? So, wait. So you shouldn't eat these things that distract other people from their prayer. Also, you shouldn't come to the masjid if you are sweaty and your body smells like sweat, because that smell will harm people. I know you're young and alhamdulillah, this doesn't happen, but maybe for the future, if you were to go somewhere and you didn't look after yourself correctly, you will sweat a lot, and that sweat will smell, and it's not nice. It's not nice. It smells bad, and people can be distracted from their prayer. But alhamdulillah, this is not the case for you guys, since you're young, and alhamdulillah, you guys are well maintained, for better words, mashallah. Okay. So you've come to the prayer, you've entered with your right feet, you've made the dua, you came to the saf, not running and coming calmly, you haven't ate garlic and chili, and you joined in the prayer. Excellent. Now the prayer is over. What is the best thing to do after the prayer is over? Can we get the girls involved? Just before Dr. Ibrahim has to go. Wait, it's the girls. What's the best thing to do after the prayer? I'm going to come to you, inshallah. You know? Okay. Come. Dua, the adhkar of the salah. Okay, now wait. This is your turn. Tell me one of the dua or the adhkar you should do after the prayer. Tell me one. Quicker. You do this every time.
Subhanallah, Alhamdulillah, Allah Akbar 33 times.
Followed by
And
La ilaha illallah wahdahu la sharika lahu. Excellent. Okay. Saying, so the girls don't get involved. This is for the boys. You got the first one. The rest is for the boys. What should you read? What should you read? Yes. Huh? Allahu Akbar. What are we talking about? Yes.
The Quran.
Which part of the Quran should you read? It's a specific ayah. Huh? What did you say?
Ayatul Kursi.
Ayatul Kursi. You should read Ayatul Kursi. And the girl said, saying Astaghfirullah 3 times. Excellent. There's another dua. Okay, well, now forgive us. The girls will no longer be able to participate because the brother who was point of contact, he has to leave. So inshallah, now you boys have to do all the work. Yes, but there's another dua. No. Yes. You said that after saying is astaghfirullah. Not that. There's another one. There's another one begins with Allahumma. Allahumma a'inni. No. Allahumma a'inni ala. No. Ala dhikrika wa shukrika wa husni ibadatika. MashaAllah, tabarakallah. And let's get it right. Allahumma barik. Boys, so that's what you need to do. Now, you've done your dhikr after the prayer. Boys, you've done your dhikr after the prayer. Your dhikr is over, but there are other people praying. What should you do? What should you do if other people are praying?
I have a question.
No, wait. Let me ask my question, then you can ask me your question. Is that fair? Okay, what should you do? If other people are praying, what should you do?
Okay, I have 2 guesses, but
You can guess, no problem.
either not try going in front of them.
Oh, Allahu Akbar. This is really, really, really good from Sami. I really like this. So Sam, you should not walk in front of them. That's really good. I like that. MashaAllah, tabarakallah. What else? Okay, you should stay where you are. Huh? Be quiet.
Don't distract them.
Yeah, basically don't distract them. So don't walk in front of them. And don't, no, walk anything. You should not go in front of them. And you should not distract them. Okay, what's your question?
How about you don't know Etiquettes?
If you don't know Ayatul Kursi, then inshallah, we're going to start a class soon, inshallah, for the Quran, and inshallah I can teach you Ayatul Kursi. Okay? Okay? What's your question? Was that your question? Okay. What's your question?
It's not a question, but I'm saying if somebody, like when you're praying and
Yeah.
somebody goes in front of you, you have to either like get...
Okay, stand up please. Stand up. Okay, so you're praying, okay? And wait. you're praying and somebody walks in front of you. Excellent. So if you're praying and somebody walks in front of you, okay, by accident, we're not talking about on purpose, we're talking about by accident. You put your hand out and you tell him, and when he reaches your hand, he knows he has to stop and he goes back. If he carries on, you try to push him back. Okay? Okay? Don't walk in front of people. It's very, very serious. It's a big, big, big sin. The Prophet ﷺ compared the one who walks in front of people, compared him to the shaitan. Do you want to be compared to the shaitan? Never. So don't do it ever, anywhere. Well done. Okay. What, you have a question?
Yeah.
Yes.
What if it was crowded?
You wait. Look, if other people are making noise and other people are walking, it doesn't mean it's okay for you to do that. You boys now know that, and you're going to lead by example, inshallah, on Friday. You are going to be the best example on Friday when other people are making noise, when other people might be walking in front of people and distracting people. You are going to be the best example. Okay? That's why you come here, to learn and then to act upon it. Yes, Anas.
And you have to have a sutra.
Pardon?
And you have to have a sutra.
We will talk about the sutra. We'll talk about the sutra when we speak about the salah, inshallah. Okay? Yes.
What if it's like a baby that goes in front of us?
Okay, so if a small child walks in front of you, it's no problem. You don't stop him or stop her. For example, mashallah tabarakallah, Muhammad has a baby sister who's 4 years old. Is she 4 or 5? And you have another sister who's 2 years old, correct? Now, if they were to walk in front of him, it's no problem. No problem. You let him walk or let her walk. You don't stop them and push them back. You might even end up hurting them. Does Allah want you to hurt people?
No.
Is Allah happy with you hurting people?
No.
There you go. Now you know the answer. See, look, honestly, I feel like you guys know more than me. MashaAllah, tabarakallah. Everything that I'm asking, you know it.
Don't know.
Huh?
If you're like a kid and you don't know it, that's fine.
Yeah, but mashallah, you're a big boy and you know. And you shouldn't do it. Okay? Now, you've prayed and you've done your adhkar, your dhikr, and you're not distracting anybody. And you want to leave the masjid. How should you leave the masjid? How should you leave the masjid? I want someone who hasn't participated. Yes. Are you Anas or Muhammad Ali? You're Muhammad Ali. Stand up for me, Muhammad Ali, because I can't see you because of the camera. How should you leave the masjid?
Calmly.
Calmly. What? Explain to me how calmly is. Like, in what way? When you're walking past people, should you nudge them or should you punch your friend? Walk by slowly. And I mention these things because sometimes I've seen from some of you, you nudge somebody else or you're fighting or you hit somebody else. That's not calmly. That's not calmly. Even if he's your friend, you don't behave like that in the masjid. It's really serious because this is the house of Allah and you can't do it. Yes?
Do you leave with your left foot?
We'll talk about how you leave exit. So you're leaving the masjid. Now, when you approach the end of the masjid, we said you enter with your right foot. Which other, with your, yeah, which other, how do you exit? How do you exit? شلون تروح إلى المسجد طلع؟ تو. تزاني؟ مش مشكلة هنا. Who hasn't participated? No, all of you have participated, mashallah. Put your hands down. Put your hands down. Here.
With your right foot.
No, with your left. You enter with your right and you exit with your left.
With your other right foot.
Now, I want to be impressed. Who can impress me? And tell me what dua you can make, what dua you should make once you leave the masjid. I will be very impressed. I mean, no, you don't know.
Wouldn't it be the same dua?
No, it's not the same dua. Anas? Honestly, I don't want to make you feel bad, but I feel like the girls know this. So you boys have to work hard for next week. You have to work hard. And most of you come to the masjid a lot more than the girls. Yes. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Anas qalat, alhamdulillah. Jazakallahu khairan. Allahumma inni as'aluka min fadlik. Oh Allah, I ask you from your favor. You're asking Allah for His favors.
What if you can't memorize it?
Inshallah, you will memorize it. You know 2 languages. Well, how did you learn 2 languages and you can't learn a three-word dua? You went to Kurdish school, yeah, so you went to school and you learned and you practiced it. That's how you learn things. Yes, Ahmed.
You don't talk about trading in the masjid.
Ooh,
MashaAllah.
Allahu Akbar.
What? There you go.
So this is really important that you don't talk about trading. But what does trading mean? What does trading mean? Yes, what does trading mean?
Is it like when you
Go on, you've got it, inshallah. Come on, don't be shy. Look, you can make mistakes in the classroom. There's no problem with making a mistake in a classroom. You can get things wrong. It doesn't upset me. This is a place of learning. Yes. You forgot. No problem. Who hasn't participated? Stand up, Muhammad. Stand up. What does trading mean?
Training means like an exercise.
Huh?
Training like an exercise.
No, not training. Trading with a D. Trading. Not training, but trading you've got mashallah, it means like exercise. Do you know what wait. Do you know what trading means? Trading. I'm gonna come to you, okay? You're next. Put your hands up. Do you know Muhammad? Or you forgot? No problem, Muhammad. Well done. Jazakallah khairan for participating. I like that. Well done. Do you know what it means? Shopping. Yeah, of course. Swapping.
Yeah, like swapping stuff.
No, not swapping. Like buying and selling. Okay? Trading means buying and selling. Are we allowed that in the masjid?
No.
No, we're not allowed that. Why? Why are we not allowed that? What's the masjid for? Why did Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tell us to build the masjid? What is it for? Think about it before. Worship. I like worship. I like that. Not just one type of worship. All types of worship. Now let me ask you a question. Put your hands down. Put your hands down. What you're doing right now, is this worship?
Yes, it is. Yes.
Let me tell you something. Stop. Let me tell you something. Insha'Allah, this is one of the best forms of worship. Best types of worship. Do you know why? Because you're learning about Allah. You're learning about the religion of Allah. And you're learning how to act in the house of Allah. So what you're doing right now, it is a very, 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 very good type of worship. And you should always try your best to learn about Islam. Learning about Islam is worship. Okay? So don't think you're not getting reward, or don't think your parents are not getting the reward. They are getting big reward, inshallah, by bringing you here, by waiting for you, by taking you back home. This is big worship from everybody. Okay? Yes.
When someone talks about trading to you, you say, may Allah give you the worst deal ever.
Oh, okay. Okay, we'll leave that. But no, if anybody speaks about, if, like for example, let's say Mubin didn't know. Let's say Mubin didn't know with Armand. What's Armand? Armand. Zaid. So Mubin didn't know that, and Zaid didn't know that they can't speak about trading. And they spoke about trading. You don't say that to them straight away. You say to them, brothers, we're in the masjid and we can't speak about this in the masjid. Because you're speaking about trading, speak about it where else? Outside. They can
What
go.
if you didn't understand English?
You can say it in the language that they understand.
What if you didn't understand English?
Mubin, this is getting recorded. I want to tell you something, Mubin. Inshallah, when you look back at this in a few years' time, it's going to be uncomfortable. Yeah, boys. So, inshallah, this is what I want to speak about. Now, when you come to the masjid with your right hand, when you come to the masjid and the first row, is empty, where should you go and sit? Yes, Muhammad. First row. Very, very good. Try to be as close as to the Imam as possible, because that's better. Okay, which side of the Imam should you be? क्या कसम? Huh?
Left, right.
No, on the right. So you should try to be right behind the imam or on his right. Now, if all of the right is taken, doesn't mean you go to the second row. You fill up the first row. Okay? Barakallahu feekum. Do we have any questions before we end the session? Do we have any questions? Yes.
I didn't know when I cheese and onion before.
It's fine. Look, it's okay. If you didn't know, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will not hold you to account. Okay? Would Allah hold you to account and punish you for something you didn't know?
No.
So, huh? Who said yes?
No.
No. Look, Allah is merciful. Allah doesn't want to punish you. Allah doesn't want you to do bad deeds. Allah wants you to do good, and Allah wants to be forgiving towards you. If you didn't know something, that's fine. But now you know, it's different. Okay? Well done. Yes.
When you eat like stuff,
Yes.
and then you use a fork and knife or spoon.
Yeah.
So I use a spoon and the fork.
Yeah.
And, does that still count as using your left?
Which one do you use to eat with, to put it in your mouth? That's it. That's your left. That's not your right there. Yeah. So long as you use that one, inshallah, it's fine. To put it in your mouth. Okay. Yes.
What if someone just swear in the masjid?
That is a big sin. First of all, look. If somebody says a bad word in the masjid, I'm being serious. I'm being very, very serious about this. None of you should know any words like that. None of you. And if you do, you should never ever say it anywhere. Anywhere, ever. And if somebody taught you, you need to tell your parents that someone said a bad word and tried to teach me a bad word. So your parents can tell their parents. And you never say things like that, ever. Allah didn't create you to swear at people, to say these words. Never. A Muslim doesn't speak like that. A Muslim doesn't behave like that. Look, subhanAllah, this is never acceptable, and it's never funny, and it's never a good thing. It doesn't matter where you are in the world. Do you have a question?
Aren't just swear words?
Huh?
Aren't swear words just words?
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter if they're just words. They are words that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is not happy with them. The Christians, they say that Jesus is the son of Allah. That's just words. But their word is kufr. So words are part of your iman, what you say. You say, Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wa ashhadu anna Muhammadan Rasulullah. That's words, yes? But you believe in it in your heart. That's how you become a Muslim. Yes, Muhammad. I'll come to you.
Can you still have garlic and onions if you have some gum as well?
I can't hear you.
Can you still have garlic and onion if you have some gum with it as well?
Okay, so Muhammad's asking a very good question. And this is a question that pops up a lot. Can you have garlic and onion if you have chewing gum behind it? No. Because when you burp, the smell is not from your mouth. It comes from your stomach. Because what you've eaten, that's the smell that comes out of your mouth. And garlic and onion are really strong. It doesn't matter how much gum you have. It doesn't matter how much gum you have. Okay? And that smell will always come out. Yes?
What about if you swallow the gum and then you eat like 500?
No. Don't try. Look, ask serious questions. Because we said this is worship. Yes. You had a question, yes?
Normally it must be just start in the middle and then we just go.
I don't know what you're saying. Speak up. I can't hear.
Normally it must we don't always do the right first, like the right part. We normally just go from the middle and just...
Yeah, expand. No problem. But you try to go right behind the imam or to the right of the imam, okay? So you know something maybe other people don't know. Okay? Yes.
Is it okay
You have to speak up.
Is it okay to eat onion and garlic at other times?
Yes. So for example, after Isha, you have a long time till Fajr. You can eat something that has garlic and onion in it. No problem. Because you have all the way till Fajr. Okay? So you have that time. Yes.
Okay. What if like somebody fighting like a big fight in this
In the masjid,
yeah,
first of all, fighting,
try to stop it.
Fighting, wait, before we try to stop it. Fighting is not something that Islam tells you to do, to fight with other people. That's not what Islam teaches you. Second of all, you shouldn't be, we said etiquettes, way of acting. You should be very careful of where you are. And especially in a masjid. So these things you should never do. If some people are arguing, for example, I'm arguing with Sam. You say to me, my brother, don't argue with him. Fear Allah, you're in a masjid. That's it. And that should be sufficient for me and for Sam to understand what we're doing is very, very bad. I'll come to you. Yes, Kaka.
What about if like someone hits you and like they make fun of your religion, can you fight them?
That's different. That's different. That's different. Look, if someone hits you, Islamically, legally, you're allowed to defend yourself. You're allowed to defend yourself. We're not talking about that. Self-defense is different. Self-defense is different. Yes. Who had their hand up? Which one? Yes.
Okay.
Speak up.
Can you play fight?
What are you here for?
No, outside.
Yeah, I know, but after the prayer, you could
Okay.
start playing.
If what you're going to do is not going to distract anybody from their worship, then you can do that. For example, I'll give you an example. There's 10 people here reading Quran, and there's 2 of you want to play fight. Do you think your play fighting will distract them or not?
Yeah.
There you go. There you have the answer. So you have your answer. If the masjid is empty, it's different. You can do certain things. But when the masjid has people in and people are doing active worship, then you can't do that. Because the masjid was built for what? Worship. Worship. And we said learning is worship. Yes. Last 2 questions.
Can I go first?
Yeah.
What about if you know someone like put the middle finger up in the mosque?
No, look, don't talk about this. Don't talk about this. No more about this. No more.
What if someone says they're going to kill you because you're Muslim? Can you say you're not Muslim?
Say that again.
What if someone says they're going to kill you because you're a Muslim? Can you say that you're not Muslim?
That's right.
Look, inshallah, this will never happen.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying.
But look, we'll talk about this after. Inshallah, this will never happen. Don't look. We'll speak about this after, inshallah. Okay? We'll speak about this after.
Do you know companion of your name?
Wait. Inshallah, this. How long have you been going for?
37.
37. Alhamdulillah, that's good. That's good. That's. I think that's enough to for today. So inshallah, we will leave it at that. And by the permission of Allah, we will carry on doing something slightly different next week. However, that does not mean I will forget who I have asked and I forget what we've learned. So I expect you to apply, firstly, your 5 daily prayers. Second, coming for Jum'ah. Third, the things you've learned today, how to act. Because inshallah, when I see you for Jum'ah, I'm going to observe you and I'm going to look at you. But remember who's always watching you. Who's always watching you?
Allah.
Allah's always watching you. So be afraid of Allah and doing something bad and not of the teacher. Because I might see, I might not see. And I can't give you any deeds. I can't give you any good or any bad. Okay? But Allah is the one that's going to give you the good deeds, inshallah. Is that clear, Kaka Muhammad? Dariya Khan, you understood? Good girl, mashallah. Very good. Okay, inshallah we'll leave it for that. Whatever we have said that is correct is from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Whatever we said that is incorrect, it is from the shaitan and our nafs. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك اشهد ان لا اله الا انت استغفرك واتوب اليك.
جزاك الله خير.